Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here is a quick guide to your side quest LUDUM Maximum Week 2. To enter the quest, you will need entry tokens called Sisterius, and you can get them from the solo event Storm the Gates. You get 4 every week, so use them really wisely. Now when you enter the quest, you will have 3 paths: a skill path, a cosmic path, and a mystic path. You can choose one randomly, and you can choose any one of them randomly, and you will also have a scarce resource called Arius item that will help you choose a path from the selector. Now there are exploration rewards for this quest, so you will need to complete all 3 paths. And you cannot depend on the randomizer to give you all the 3 paths with only limited 4 entries. So here's my strategy to make sure you get all the paths. So entry number 1, you can choose a random path. For me, I got the middle path, that was the cosmic path. Once I did that, then I used my entry number 2 and I chose the mystic path. Then entry number 3, I used my Arius token again and I chose my first skill path. So in that way, I covered all the paths. Now for entry number 4, I chose the middle path again if you have an extra Arius item. This will help you get exploration and also your maximum rewards. Speaking of maximum rewards, you also have special objectives, 2 of them actually. One of them is Animus Humanus and Among the Tyrants 2. I would suggest you to do the middle path twice and use only Saga champions. So let's jump into the quest and check out each path and how do you deal with it. So starting off with path number 1, you notice that I went through the randomizer instead of choosing the path. This will help me understand which are the 2 paths that I have to choose. Now the randomizer gave me the cosmic path, and the nodes here are rich get richer. So whichever champion has more unique buffs, they will gain 9% bar of power every second. Then there's combat deja vu with prowess, so whenever the attacker lands the same type of basic attack twice in a row, the defender will gain a prowess that will increase their special damage by 50% for 10 seconds. And then finally there is rise to power 3, so whenever the defender is knocked down, a 4-second timer starts, and while that is active, the defender whenever takes a hit or strikes into a block, they gain 50% extra bar of power. So the nodes are not really that difficult, and also the defenders, already one defender is down. We are moving on to the second one, that is Silver Surfer. I've just brought in Kushala because she is rank 2 and she is going to run through this path. Now remember, if you don't have strong champions and you have access to threat level 5, I would suggest you to bring in a full team of mystics that have easy access to nullify, or that can, in my case, apply damage over times. So your Scarlet Witch, your Sigil Witch, your Sorcerer Supremes, all of those champions that have easy access to nullify will work. You can even bring in 5-star champions and they will work too. So just like that, slowly I am taking Silver Surfer down. It took me a second to realize that he is Incinerate immune, so SP2 is the way to go. So a quick dex on the SP1. And we go back in, build up to an SP2 and apply that soul bob after another SP1 dex, just there. And there goes an SP2 with that big soul bob and all of those ignite charges and the buffs, and he is ticking around 2,500-3,000 in 1 second, and we end up with a striker and take him down. Now fight number 3 is going to be a Hercules. Now if you are running the solo objectives and you check the special objectives out, there are 2 objectives where they require you to take out Hercules and Heimdall with the Saga champion, and you get extra rewards. So whenever you go into this threat level, just go on the selection tab and check the tag for Saga champions and only select from Saga champions. Not only you'll be able to do the side quest, you'll also be able to do your solo objectives and get extra rewards. So I did the same thing. I brought in Kushala because she is part of the Saga champions, so I don't have to worry about completing those solo objectives separately. I will be able to finish them as soon as I finish this side quest. So Here we are that Hercules at 1% power, 1% immortality. Kushala throws her Nullify and she is going to take out Hercules. Again, SP1s, and that's an easy takedown. And finally, we have a Heimdall at the end of the path. Now, he's going to be annoying in a sense that he's going to rush to an SP2. His SP2s are unblockable and they can deal a lot of damage. So, again, on your team selection, try to bring in 2 or 3 Mystic Champions or all 5 of them Mystic Champions if you don't have a big roster, because this Heimdall can be annoying. I'm using a Kushala though. Now, Kushala can block unblockable special attacks as long as the blue blessing is up. So I'm not really worried about his SP2. All I'm trying to do is to spam my SP1s and get those incinerates up and look at him melting. He's going to throw in the SP2. It's not going to matter. I'm going to block and he's going to just die on his own. And just like that, path 1 is done. We are going to get a few rewards along the way on the path. That includes 1000 Mysterium. And moving on to the second path, I went through the selector instead of the randomizer. And I used one of my Aureus item, the one with the coin with the maestro on it. And I chose the Mystic path. Now on the Mystic path, you will need Saga champions that are sized, preferably, because the nodes are going to be healthy disposition. So the defender will rotate between stun, slow and heal, block immunity every 8 seconds. There is also setup and spike, so whenever the defender is knocked down, they will remove their active debuffs. If the debuffs are more than 6 debuffs, they will take her 500% of attacker's attack as burst damage. Otherwise, you as an attacker will take a burst damage of 50% of the defender's attack. So, name of the game, bring a champion that can apply a lot of debuffs, knock them down with those debuffs and do that extra damage. And I'm using a Joe Fixit. He is going to go bonkers on this path. Again, bring in size champions if you all 5 of them if you don't have a big roster. You can use 5 stars and still get this done. I am just using my rank 3 so I can get all of these objectives done in one go in all the paths. And final node is going to be Blood and Water. So when the attacker is suffering from a debuff, the defender gains a Fury, granting him 150% extra attack. But again, it's not really a difficult fight. They are just there to, finish them off quick. The key here is how do you select the paths for this side quest. I missed out last week one of the paths. I did not get exploration rewards from there. They don't make the world of difference, but it's still some rewards missed out. So it's very important that the first path you select is going to be a random one. So when you come back and you use your Aureus item, you know exactly which are the 2 paths you have to go to. And for run number 2 and 3, you can go or you can use your Aureus item and choose those paths for the exploration. And for the 4th run, it's not a problem. You can just random it again because all 3 paths will be explored. Now moving back to the path, we have a Purgatory and I'm using a Joe Fixit again. She is stun immune right now. In 8 seconds now is change it to slow immunity. So I have my SP1 ready. I'm going to throw that out and do some damage with it along with a weakness charge and a disorient. I have 6 debuffs and look at that burst damage. She is down to around 50%. Same thing again, another SP1, all the bleeds more than 6 debuffs. She is down to 20%. Just like that, Joe Fixit is just another beast. And before we know it, path number 2 is done. We are ready to collect our rewards. There you have it, another 6,000 Mysterium. 70% done. And for the 3rd path, we again go to the selector instead of the randomizer and we select the final path that is going to be a skill path. Now on the skill path, the first one is going to be Embrace Your Fate. So if the attacker purifies, cleanses or immune to a debuff, they take a burst of direct damage equal to 20% of their max health. So you need to bring in a skill champion, as you need to bring in a mutant champion or any champion that does not have purify or cleanse on them. There's also cleaning contact. So whenever you will attack the defender in their block, you are going to purify 1 debuff on yourself and that is going to give you burst damage because of Embrace Your Fate. And finally, there is a combat deja vu weakness. So whenever you will land the same type of basic attack twice in a row on the defender, you're going to get a weakness for 12 seconds, reducing your damage by 30%. Now, I noticed that quite late in when I was doing the path. So the best way to avoid the damage is either you go different combos like medium, light, medium, and then on the next one you do a heavy, or you can only do medium, lights. Or another combo that works really well is light, medium, light, medium. So whichever you choose, whichever is convenient for you. I like to go medium, light, medium. Then again on the next parry, I like to do a heavy attack so I can keep them alternating. So if I don't have any weakness, there is no debuff to be purified once I hit Valkyrie in the block. But having said that, it's not really a difficult path. Just bring in a Saga Mutant Champion so you can also gain points towards the Saga solo objectives, and you can get some more rewards from them. So for the team, I am still running different champions. I would suggest you, if you're going to run a whole path, bring a whole path of Mutant Saga champions so you can get through all of these fights. They are 56,000 in their HP, and that is a lot of power. That is a lot of HP to deal with. But because I'm using rank 5, rank 6 champions and 7-star rank 3s, it doesn't feel that much. But this can also be done with 5-star champions. Probably in the next video, I will do a showcase of 5-star. So stay tuned for week 3. But this is all for week 2. Ronin is being a little annoying here, not throwing his specials. But Domino can easily run through it. So before I end off the video, let me explain again. You will get 4 of those Sisterius entries from your solo event. You can only enter this quest 4 times, so it's very important that you choose the right paths. The first time you enter, you go to the randomizer and let him give you a random path, 1 out of 3. Once you finish that path, in the next 2 times you're gonna use the entry and then go to the path chooser and you use your Aureus item and you select both of the paths one by one. So by the time your 3 entries are done, you have your exploration rewards in. And then for the last entry, you can just randomize it. You can get any path you want. Preferably, I would say you get twice the middle path, because there is a solo objective, a special objective that gives you extra rewards to beat Hercules and Heimdall with Saga champions. So if you get the middle path twice, that is great. Other than that, that's about it for the side quests. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. And from here onwards, we will start on the 9.1 exploration videos. If you have done it, congratulations. If you're not, let's do it together. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye.